Hello, everyone, and welcome to Host City Hustle Podcast. City Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Goins, and today is a special, different kind of podcast today. Today is a Father's Day edition of the Host City Hustle Podcast. And along with me as my co-host is my son, Amir. How you doing, son?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to get on the topics, and yeah, I'm excited to be here. Really excited.
I love this guy. I love this guy to death. So this is unscripted. We have a big subject we're going to talk about today. At this Reporters Podcast is day after Father's Day, and tomorrow's NBA draft. So we've been talking about the NBA draft for a long period of time. So let's talk about the big three. We've had about this, especially one draft pick. So let's get started. Let's look at the top of the draft, the number one pick. Who should be number one pick in the draft, son?
AJ DeBonta, he does it all. He's 6'9", 217. He can score at any part. He can score at like any part of the court. He's not a playmaker, but he's just a do-it-all wing, scoring, and he can play defense as well. He does it all. And yeah, he's by far the best player in this draft. And he's a franchise lifter. He'll change a franchise. Probably the Wizards tomorrow. So
Like I like with AJ, like I've been watching him. We've been talking about AJ since he was a freshman in high school and see how he developed. So it's been really cool to see that. And I do think that to me, he's always been a number one pick because of his pedigree, what he's been doing, how he has been a great player, and he's turning to a playmaker. He had a lot of responsibility at BYU, but I think to me he's the number one pick. But I will say this too. And I'll show you clips. In high school, Darren Peterson was going at him. Darren Peterson got the best of him. Darren Peterson was beating him in games. And AJ was guarding him. It wasn't like AJ wasn't guarding him. I don't remember Darren Peterson in highlights guarding AJ for the most part, but AJ was guarding Darren Peterson and he was getting the best of him. And Darren Peterson makes scoring look easy. Um, Now, I don't think he's the defender that AJ is. AJ is a bigger, stronger player. But what you think about Darren Peterson?
he went through a lot this season. I was reading and it looked like he was going through a little bit of anxiety and some injuries throughout the season. So if he wasn't going through that, maybe he has a chance of being the number one pick. But it's all these question marks with him. I like him as a player. I wish he was a little bit more of a playmaker as a point guard, but he's a very good scorer, very athletic. When he's in the game, he's the best player on the court, but he's not in the game some of these games. So,
Yeah, I mean, I do think that. I don't know. I mean, you look at somebody like Kyrie, who his season was cut short when he was a freshman, and then he became, one of the best players, even though he still is always, a lot of times injured, stuff like that. Move over the side to cover your fan. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I think that Darren Peterson is going to be a great player. I think he's going to be a bucket getter from the tempo. I mean, he can shoot, he can do it all on offensive end. I think that he needs a little bit better on defense, but we in the offensive league, and I think that he's going to put up good points. And I think that him playing with playing Utah could be a really good fit for him, even though Utah really wants AJ. But I think him playing with Ace Bailey, they can be a good combo. Ace Bailey continues to get better. What you think about
the
that?
only thing is the Jazz has another guard. The guy from USC, forgot his name. He played with Bronny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so already got a guard there. So you're gonna get another guard?
But I'm just saying though, you got to think about it like this, right? Remember this. Years ago, um, Curry. Okay, Michael Jordan. I'm not saying he's Michael Jordan, but part of the reason why the Portland Trail Blazers did not get Michael Jordan because they already had Clyde Drexler, who was a better player. You know what I'm saying? You could trade somebody. You get a top of the line, maybe a number one draft pick in Derek Peterson. I would make room for him. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
but one thing, what about your guy, man? Utah might go get your guy. Guy you've been hyping up.
Okay. I'm not no whatever yo. I'm not hyping this dude up, man. All right,
So
so
overrated. Just
okay, so all right, so we let's get to it then. So now the next guy is Carlos Boozer, right? All right,
Cameron
Cameron
Boozer.
Boozer, right? My bad. I'm thinking about Carlos' son. I mean his father. All right. So I've been saying, y'all can debate this. I've been saying for a long period of time, me and him had these debates. I think that if OKC was smart, OKC should try to go get Cameron Boozer. I think with him playing with
Chet.
yeah with Chet, I think that would be awesome because Chet can make up for his he's not he's a slower foot on defense. He's a great offensive player. You know what I'm saying? He put up great numbers in college. I think he's a better player than Okafor. I think he's a better defender than what Okafor was at Duke going into the NBA. He's been winning ever since he's played basketball for the most part. But I think Cameron Boozer, and I would love to hear what people in the comment section say. Cameron Boozer would be a good fit in Oklahoma City because of what he can do, and also San Antonio as well. But somebody a shot blocker behind him, I think he that would maximize him.
Yeah, but is a team gonna do that? Is a team gonna get? It's just like it's like him at him. Let's just say he goes to Utah. Utah now has Walker Kessler. Let's just say they bring him back in free agency. You got Cameron Boozer. You got Ace Bailey. You got the USC guard who's a good playmaker. You got four strong, legit guys. We'll just say Cameron Boozer's legit. You got four legit guys. The only thing is, you got Ace Bailey, who's a little bit. I like Ace Bailey, but he's questionable on defense. And then Cameron Boozer's questionable on defense. It's
That's
just it's
playing.
his, but is his fit in the league gonna is his him having slower foot in the league gonna affect him? That's why he can't be a first round not well first pick in the draft, first overall pick.
Okay, so what I just said earlier about Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler, you got Laurie Marketing in
Oh,
Utah,
I forgot.
the best
Yeah,
player. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I
He
forgot
ain't
about
no
Laurie
slouch.
Marketing.
And I don't know what Cameron Boozer's ceiling is going to be. And we've seen what Laurie Marketing can play.
But also, Cameron Boozer's dad works for scouting in Utah. Also,
Nah, nah. I think you need a wing player. I think Utah needs a wing player. You got Laurie Marketing. You can re-sign Kessler. You got Ace Bailey as your wing. I think you need a strong guard. I think you need a strong guard to complete or a point guard. And I don't think the point guards are top three. Um,
well, I do want to say this. We haven't talked about this beforehand, but I think Caleb Wilson's a better player than Cameron Boozer.
I think his potential could be better.
Because he reminds me of a Kevin Garnett. He's long. He's athletic. He can guard. He can shoot. He's working on that jumper. He got handles. Like he's got a high ceiling. He might have the second highest ceiling in this draft.
Uh, I mean, I think with him, he's a good player. I wish that his season gets short. I would love to see what he could do in the NCAA tournament. But he played good. I mean, he played good. I think his ceiling is high. I think his ceiling is could be higher than Boozer. Um, and I think he has developed put some weight on. And you never know. I mean, he could be a Kevin Garnett player. That's a very, very high ceiling for any player to achieve. But I think he might be more of a
Pascal Siakam,
uh somebody like a Kevin Garnett light. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a high ceiling, man. That's Hall of Famer right there.
like a Blake Griffin.
No, 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 no. Blake Griffin too athletic. And Blake, I would say one thing about Blake Griffin, his skills got better as he got hurt, and his skill level you really can see. But I don't know. I mean, there are some players that are long and things like that, but hasn't developed like that. But I think Caleb Williams has a good potential. If you go to the Bulls, I think he will have a lot of free reign.
Yeah. You also got you also got what's his name? Guy from the Wolves that they traded from Kentucky.
Some of
Guard, small guard with the handles.
um
Oh, Dillingham. You got Rob Dillingham over
oh yeah,
there.
that's your
Rob
boy. That's your
Dillingham
boy.
and
That's your boy.
yeah, Rob Dillingham with Caleb Wilson. That's a little core, That's a little core you
Yeah,
got
let's
now
let,
with them
let's let's
boys.
slow it down about Rod Dillingham. He really light it up when he got to Chicago. Let's let's you know what I'm saying. I mean I'm not going to clown any player. I mean in the NBA, but let's not talk about core until we see something good from Rod Dillingham. He played pretty good at the end of the season, but let's see how he plays a full season.
There is a couple players we do need to talk about. I think we need to talk about Nate Emmett, a player that we think could that I think could slip in the draft because of his weight, his
Mhm.
skill set. He's 6'10", 211, but he does have that Kevin Durant type of game, but we'll see how he goes, where he falls. I think a good fit would would be actually the Lakers. I think that would be a good fit for him.
Uh,
Another long player for Luca who could be a nice little
mm,
a nice little connecting piece, a connector. So, let's just, let's talk about some players. So that's one player I am excited to see what happens with the draft. I think he will flip, and the Lakers is an option for him.
I gotta tell you this, me and my son off camera have gone a lot, but gone at it a lot because he was the biggest LeBron fan in the world, but now he just switched to Luca. He's a Luca fan now, so he don't have that loyalty to LeBron anymore. So that's what he does.
But
But
what do you think about him?
I mean, I think that he can play. I just think that he put on some weight, and with anything, you gotta be in the right system. I mean, some players are very you got to be in the right system. I mean, some guys are going to develop regardless, but a lot of guys need to be in the right system to really blossom into the player they can be.
Well, what team do you think would fit with him? You think he can play with like the Rockets, Spurs? Like what type of team you think would be a good fit? I really think the Lakers. I think the
I
Lakers would
don't
be.
think they're going to get him, but Timberwolves.
Yeah, you need someone next to Jaden,
Yeah, I think Timberwolves, but I think the Timberwolves they need they need
playmaker.
no, they need another star. They need a trade Randall and get another star.
I think you got somebody there. I think there's an in-house guy that we talk about. There's an in-house guy I think that the Timberwolves could, use. And I think if he could become a second option, he's shown it at times. He could be a second option. Shown it against I think the Nuggets. You know.
I know you're talking about, but you talking about AO or you talking about Jaden?
I'm talking about Jaden.
I mean, hey,
Talking about Jaden. Come on.
Hey man, Jaden's our guy. Jaden McDaniel, that's our guy right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jaden, but I just think that Jaden has to be more aggressive. He's an all-world defender. But I just think that he has to be a little bit more aggressive on offense. Because I mean, yeah, you've seen in the series that when he's pressed to it, he can do it. He just gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
The good thing about Jaden that I love is that he continues to work on his game and develop every year. You get to see something new in his game every year. He hasn't been stagnant, and that's a good thing especially for a young player. But I don't know. I mean, the bad thing about it is with Minnesota is you don't want Ant to be another Kevin Garnett. I mean, Kevin Garnett got to the conference finals with the Wolves, but they couldn't get over. And eventually he got traded. You don't want the same thing that happened to Ant. So they want to make some moves. I mean, just like the whole thing with somebody we'll talk about a little bit in a minute, but the clock is ticking on Minnesota, and Randall isn't that second star they need. They need another star to go with what I'm saying. And if not, you never know what's going to happen in the future for him.
There is a post I saw on Twitter that all the Wolves stars they leave, they get a ring. Kevin Garnett, Carl Anthony Towns, except
Kevin
Jimmy
Love,
Butler, but
Kevin Love.
yeah, except Jimmy Butler, but yeah, all the rest of them they leave Minnesota and they get a ring. So maybe Ant needs to do the same thing.
Yeah.
What other players you want to talk about? I got to talk about my dude Phylon. Alabama point guard
No,
can
no,
do
no. Okay, okay.
score.
So what about the guards then? Let's talk about the point guards. What's the best point guard you see?
The guy from Illinois.
You think he's
Uh,
better than
he, he,
Acuff and Mikael Brown?
Mikael Brown's injured. He's injured. I'm not really too high on him. Darius Acuff, yes, but he doesn't play any defense. He's kind of like you're not gonna like this, but Jalen Brunson, a guy who doesn't play defense. Yes, he won a championship and he won a Finals MVP, but we're talking about teams are looking for two-way guys as well. He's not a two-way guy. I think I like Keaton oh, I don't know how to say his last name. Keaton, the guy from Illinois. He's 6'5", 188. And I like his little step back game, little Luka-esque. He plays with a slower pace. He's a big guard, which is in the modern NBA now. They're looking for big guards. who can take the wear and tear daily in the NBA, and he can do that. And then, Phylon, 6'4", Alabama guy, scoring machine. Wish he was a better playmaker. The only thing I don't like about his game, I wish he's a better playmaker. Good defender, good rebounder, and he's a leader. I have seen a report today the Lakers are interested in him, but he has to slip in the draft and they have to trade up for him. So just saying, I think he's a good fit, and I think teams that he would be good with, the Mavericks, they need a point guard. Him with the Mavericks. Yeah, you got Kyrie, but he really can play the two. So I think you give Phylon with the Mavericks, or you give him another team. Let me think. Mm, yeah, I can't think of another team right now, but I think the Mavericks.
It's just
Actually, the Spurs, to be honest, but the Spurs are too far in the draft to get a point guard.
I don't think the Spurs need a point guard. I think they already said already. I mean, I've been
Fox got to go.
like I told everybody. I've been now you can be my witness. How long did I told you that they should trade Fox?
You've been telling me that since they traded for him.
I'm telling you, if they get a stretch four, the go with the
I
go
can guard.
the core they got is over with. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying though. Yes, Dylan Harper and Castle got to handle the ball better to be better point guards. But if they can develop their handles a little bit better, so they won't get turnovers like Castle did in the playoffs, and they get a stretch four, it's over with. It's over
Well,
with.
actually, to key in, there is a stretch four in the draft that they could
Yeah,
get. Jaden Quince. They're talking about him slipping in the draft. Yes, he has injury concerns. Played at Kentucky, played at Arizona State. He has a high ceiling. It's just his injury, his knee after he tore his ACL his freshman year. If you put him next to Wimby, that could be a problem.
yeah, but you gotta fix the Fox thing first. Like if I was the Spurs, I would trade Fox.
You
And so
gotta you gotta attach a couple picks.
yeah, I'm saying you got picks, but I would trade Fox, get a little bit younger, and get another guard. Now, I'm saying to be fair about it, Fox was injured in the playoffs. He didn't look all that good at times, but he was your lead guard for the whole year. He led your team. But I always said, I've been saying for a long time, trade Fox and get a younger player. Now you got a great young core to build around Wemby, Castle, and especially Harper. I always like Harper. But I'm just saying though, I think that like um every all these guys need to be in a good fit to really thrive. I mean, I think that whoever goes to the Nets are going to have free range. And I think if A Cup go there, he's gonna put up some numbers. Because
But why would AKF go there? They just got a point 2 point guards last year.
ooh,
The Nets, they got the guy from France. They got they got a guy from UNC, I believe, last year. They got a couple guys who play guard.
hey,
Also, they got the guy from BYU. So yeah, they got guards.
yeah, well, they need a playmaker. They need somebody to excite the crowd to get somebody to build around. So if that's not those guys, then you need to draft another somebody else. I mean, you got to find a playmaker in for the Brooklyn Nets because they don't have a star, and that's something that's been missing for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So we run out of time a little bit. I know, I want to keep you on here that long, but um, what what's your overall thoughts of the draft? Do you think it's a top three, or you think it's a top six?
Of
With
all time?
no, no. I'm
Oh.
talking as far as strength in the draft. Like, I mean, they talking about this is might one of the greatest drafts, and a lot of people have been tanking for this draft. But I mean, how deep do you think this draft is?
It sucks all these guys, some of these first round projected guys went back to college. If they didn't, this probably would be one of the greatest draft, like probably the greatest draft ever. Because it's talented, loaded, it's loaded throughout. I think it's a top 20 draft. I think top 20. Actually, I think about, yeah, top 20.
Play top 20 to most players.
Yeah, you got like 20 guys.
All right,
We
okay.
can go. You got Koa Pete. You like Koa Pete. You got Chris Anderson. You got the guy from Houston, Chris Sinek. You got guys. It's some dudes in this draft.
I know, but some of these guys, like Cole Pete, like he was a beast in college. He was a little inconsistent at times too, but playing the NBA, you're undersized. You can't be the big bully on the block. That's why he's not a lottery pick right now. Because I don't, you don't, like I said, for everybody, you got to find the right system for him. The Sinek guy from Houston, I like him, but you got to put some more weight on. He got, he has to play a little bit. he has to develop a little bit more. So I'm just saying though, I just think that with him, he has to develop a little bit more. But I mean, there's a lot of potential in the draft. There's a lot of potential in the draft, no doubt about it. All right, so we run out of time, like I said. So what you think about Giannis? What team you think is going to pick up Giannis? You think that it's going to be the Celtics? Going to be the Heat? Who's going to get this? Who's going to get Giannis?
The Heat, the Heat again. They're going to trade Tyler Hero. They're going to trade what's the other guy? They're going to trade. They're going to trade all the young guys. Ware. They're going to trade Ware. They're going to trade a couple picks. They're going to trade their pick this year. I think it's going to be a three-way trade. I think Detroit's going to get involved as well because they need to get a playmaker. They need to get a score, and they're going to get Tyler Hero, I believe. So I think it's going to be a three-team trade for Giannis. Why are you shaking your head?
I mean, I would if I would go to Boston. Like I understand you might not get the draft picks that you would get from the Heat will, but who really is going to be a marquee player that's going to play for Milwaukee? Like I understand you being in rebuild mode, but with all those with all that, like who's going to be that guy? Like
Where?
I would have I would get Jaylen Brown back, whoever. So at least I have somebody to build around. Who you going to build around in
Where?
where is that good?
Ware is really good. He has a high ceiling. He's a good center. He's really good. You give him free reign, make it his team. Come on, man.
Sir, you already had Miles Turner there.
I think he's gone too. I think Miles Turner's gone. I think apparently Kyle Kuzma is going with Giannis wherever he goes. So
Well, I don't know, man. I would get I would go get Boston with Jaylen Brown, and then then you have Tatum and Giannis together with probably Derek White. That's gonna be a good trio right there. Um, that's my thoughts on that. So man, we can go on and on and on. This is
got a
only
lot of guys we can talk about.
right.
Murrah from Michigan, Yaxel,
Yeah. I like Lax. So I think he's gonna be an interesting guy too. Where he gonna go at with who he's gonna fit with.
especially an older prospect as well.
I know he's like 24, right?
Yeah, 24, 23, around there.
And speaking of that too, we see that his coach, Dusty May, went to the Mavericks.
Yeah, the two reasons was he wanted to coach Cooper Flag, and he doesn't know how college sports is going to be changing the next 5 years, next month, he even said. So,
I saw him. He was talking on SportsCenter the day after the national championship. He was like, "Man, you know what? I really can't take a rest. I got to start recruiting right away." He said, "I can't rest until like a couple weeks from now," because he literally had like meetings with transfer recruits like the next day. So I think that's kind
yeah.
of crazy how it's set up now that I mean, as a coach, a lot of times I think you can chill. There's no like no recruiting period, things like that. But now it's like you got to recruit and get your transfers in right away, regardless of what happens in the tournament. You got to start, thinking about next year right away. So I think it's pretty crazy how it is with college sports. So, but yeah, man, we can do another episode if you want to.
College sports, when the season rolls around in August, got a couple teams you got to talk about. You know who I'm talking about, my teams.
Boy,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I know his teams. He's been talking about for years. So I mean, teams that are now used to be dynasties, but now they're just getting better.
Syracuse and Alabama's coming back.
I'll tell you something off screen that's pretty cool about Syracuse. Um, yeah, Syracuse ain't one of your teams, sir.
I like Fran Brown.
Sir, your number one team is who?
Alabama, my second team is Syracuse now.
So now this is gonna be like baseball now because you have
No, I just like
two
Fran
teams
Brown. The
going.
only reason I like Syracuse is because their head coach Fran Brown.
Okay.
But that's another day we could talk about that.
Right. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for being on here on Host City Hustle podcast, a special one, the father son edition. It's been great talking about NBA draft with my son. And please like and subscribe. There's gonna be more videos coming out in the near future. I just want to say take care. God bless you. We'll see you next episode.